This conference will now be recorded.
So today I planned business consolidation with group reporting overview. So we will go through the system. In the system, I'm going to show you data monitor and consolidation monitor. Data monitor is basically used by local accountant who performs his activities at legal entity level. Group accountant going to use consolidation monitor. He is going to perform his activities at consolidation group level. So let's understand these things. When you connect S4HANA, so this is S4HANA where we do the configuration. In SPRO, same like FI, how you configure. Group reporting also we are going to configure here. You can go to SPRO, SAP reference IMZ. So this is the node where you are going to configure the system. So in the sessions, in the future sessions, we are going to understand how we are going to perform these activities. Today's plan is going through the tasks performed by different end users, local accountant, group accountants, basically end users. So configurations we'll discuss later in the session. So the front end, all the activities, all the tasks for the end users or power users perform from the Fiori Launchpad. So I connected to the Fiori Launchpad. So this is the front end. Fiori is the front end for S4HANA for all the applications, all the modules you can say. So first, the local accountant has to perform his activities, its tasks. What are the tasks he has to perform? So for example, your month and closing completed for FI. SAP or non-SAP systems, you completed company code level or company level your financial close. Now consolidation started. So that month. So for example, let's say December 2023. I took the example of December 2023. So how system understands I'm going to execute consolidation for December 2023. So here you have global parameters. The user has to set these global parameters. So what he has to do, whether he want to consolidate using IFRS or US GAAP. So different, like you have different ledgers in FI. Here also you have different versions. So using versions, IFRS consolidation, I can use one version. US GAAP consolidation, I can use one version. And so for example, I am in January, physically I'm in January, I want to execute consolidation for 2023 December. I'm in January 2024 physically, so the physical month is January 2024, and I want to execute consolidation for 2023 December because 2023 December closed. And here only you can decide what chart of account. So we always use one chart of accounts, which is by one chart of accounts. 1SG, what the content, whatever we install, we are going to discuss how to install this content in the next weekend. There Y1 we use basically Y1 based on Y1 only. Say SAP developed all the configurations. So always use Y1 only. If I am responsible for one particular consolidation unit, I can give that consolidation unit also. I can select the consolidation unit here. So all the consolidation units are here. I can select whatever consolidation unit I want. Even I can restrict the consolidation group. So once you set the global parameters, then I have to perform my task as a local accountant. So he has to go to data monitor. The end user has to, the local accountant has to open this data monitor. In this data monitor, there are different tasks. You can see these are the tasks, the columns. Release universal journal. So releasing data from universal journal table to group reporting tables. That is release universal journal. Data collection. This task is basically collecting data from different non-SAP companies basically via flexible upload file. And whatever released data, you can validate the data, whether it is because when you release, operational GL accounts are mapped to financial statement items, which are my group accounts. So there may be some issues like some of the GLs newly created, not assigned. So if I do the validation, I can check whether all, I mean any missing amounts are there. In group reporting, we are going to calculate the net income. Why? Because in FI, basically yearly once when you carry forward, that net income calculation happens on the fly. But here, because I'm performing consolidation for every month, I need to calculate the net income. Every month I need to calculate the net income. So then I have to validate the reported data validation in the sense whatever data we collected via universal journal table or data collection flexible upload, I want to check whether the data is valid or not. So there are some checks. You can create some checks like assets equal to liabilities plus equity, whether your asset values are greater than your accumulated depreciation, previous year closing balances are matching with the current year opening balances. So those kind of validations you can perform here. So on top of collected data, as I said yesterday, you can do the manual adjustments, one-time adjustments. And if you have any reclassifications, for example, asset sales, basically gain on asset sales, I want to classify as other income. Local policies, group policies differs. So I want to reclassify the amounts, so I can run this customer reclassifications. Then we have currency translation. Historical and non-historical accounts are converted. Even income statement accounts are converted into group currency. Then this task is standardized data validation. When I say standardized data validation, whatever validation you are doing here, it is in the local currency. Whatever validation you are doing, it's in the group currency, plus it includes customer reclassifications and manual adjustments. So first, the user has to release the movements, right? The user has to release the movements. So opening balances are loaded, right? So for example, this is the first consolidation period. Opening balances should be loaded via file, flexible upload file. Here we can load the opening balances. Movements, whatever that month movements can be released from ACDoc A to ACDoc table. So he has to right click here. So this is the Germany. So Germany is basically my SAP company, integrated unit we call it as. And Canada, France, Switzerland, US, these are my non-integrated units. That means these are non-SAP units. That's why if you see here, release universal journal, here you can see the blue mark because this task is applicable for this entity. For the remaining entities, this particular task is not applicable. That's why you can see the line here, a red line. That means it's not applicable. So you can click on update so the system can automatically releases data from ACDoc A table to ACDoc U table. You can also test, you can also update. So you can when you are executing, you can check whether what are the documents it is going to upload. So if any new documents are there, it is going to show the new documents. Now you can see here, you can see the released timestamp, which consolidation unit version for this, and also you can check the documents, what documents it is going to generate. So I have some amounts which are picked up from ACDoc A table. So these are the amounts, and these are the amounts when I release the data. These are the amounts going to transfer in ACDoc U table based on the mapping. So once you release, you have to click on save here. Then it is going to release this data. I'm in the test mode. Yeah. So once you save, is going to release the data. Now Second task, data collection. So SAP company, yes, you release the data, so you collected this data. What about the non-SAP companies? For the non-SAP companies, you have to load the data. So you can for the SAP companies also you can load the data. So there are some adjustments. There are some issues with the transaction data. Let's say trading partner not properly loaded, released from ACDOC A to ACDOC Q table, or the transaction types are not properly maintained in the universal journal table. So you need that data you can reverse via flexible upload file, and you can update with the correct transaction types and correct trading partners. So SAP data also you can use flexible upload. Non-SAP data also you can use flexible upload. So here you can check. So data collection, you can go to data collection. You use the upload method. Physical file. Any questions? If not, kindly mute, please. Physical file name.
Kiran, can I ask a question?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for universal release universal journal, we
Hmm.
do if we have multiple S4 systems. Do we do for all those systems?
We'll discuss this one. We'll discuss this
Okay.
one. Yeah. Right. So here whatever sample data we have, right? We can pick up the sample data. Group reporting. So as for F95. Right. So I picked up this data. Click on execute. So it is going to open a log. In the log, it tells whether entire data is correct or not. So you can see, if you see this green color, that means the data is loaded properly. So now you can see here information. So whatever information, and you can see the uploaded amounts and the local amounts, group amounts, all those things you can check. If you want to check for each consolidation unit wise, you can check the each consolidation unit wise, right? Journal entry amounts, and you can check it at group level also, so that you can see all the consolidation units. Once you check the once you load this data, then next step is data monitor. We have performed data collection. Then validations you can perform, and you can run the calculations, net income calculations. So when you calculate the net income, it will calculate the net income. One leg it is going to post it in the, see, for all the consolidation units, Canada, France, Switzerland, right? So whatever other consolidation units, Germany, US, all the consolidation units, you can check it. So here, let's say Canada, in the local currency, it calculates the net income. So one leg, so 317,000, which is a net income, which is balance sheet net income, equity account. 799,000, which is 195,780, which is profit and loss net income. One leg it's posted to the profit and loss, one leg it's posting to the equity side. So once the net income is calculated, next we can validate the data, validate reported data. Yeah. So here, whatever validations you are going to perform, let's say whatever data collected, whatever data released, yeah, you can validate here. Recently, SAP, I mean, 2-3 years back, they introduced a validation dashboard also. In the dashboard, you can check for a particular version whether the tasks are success or not. You can see here. Even there is a result analysis here. So it's like having different kinds of visual filter, facet filters. It's kind of dashboard. You can dig into the details of each and every validation you created. So here, if you don't want this particular visible filter, you can go with the compact filters like this, and you can view by different settings. Let's say view by consolidation units, and it gives you the result. And down you have a table also. If you want to see only chart, you can see. If you want to see only table, you can select only table. So once the validation is done, any adjustments, as I said, manual adjustments. So there is a template like FB50. Here we have a template, so we can post using the template. So it is basically data monitor legal entity level. Whatever entries you want to post at the unit level only you have to select. So the app name is post group journal entries, which also called as topside adjustments. The user going to perform all topside adjustments here using this particular app. Right? He can select the document type. You can see the document type 11, and here you can see the line items 1, 2. You can enter multiple line items. So based on the document type, whether he can enter local currency or group currency, system controls. For example, whatever document type I selected 11 by default. So there I can enter the local currency. I cannot enter the group currency. You can see here, local currency is active, group currency is hidden because it's the document type allows only local currency. So once the adjustments are done, right, he can run the reclassifications. So whatever reclassifications we first configure, we have to configure everything. So whatever reclassifications required. So reclassifications and manual adjustments, what is the difference? Manual adjustments, one-time adjustments, yearly once or twice you are going to perform. Right, reclassifications are recurring entries. Every month you are going to perform these entries. Then you can automate those. Every month you want to post that entry, so you can automate. So here,
Sorry, Kiran.
reclassification. Yeah.
I was going to ask just in terms of the when you say you select the document type restricts
Hmm.
you to either local currency or group currency, depending on the document type you select. Is there a
Correct.
conversion like parallel currency conversion going on so that because if you set up like group currency and local currency and any other currency, does the system also have values in that group currency? For example, if
So
you
we
if
have
you've
to
posted in trans, yeah,
correct, correct. So we have that option. We'll discuss that one.
okay,
Right.
that's fine.
So now the custom reclassifications you can see here. You have consolidation unit, France, right? So every consolidation unit, system will pick up the reclassification amount and it is going to post the reclassification entry. It's the log for the reclassification. So once you have this one, right? Once you run this reclassification, now you can run the currency translation. Even for the currency translation, we have to configure the currency translation method. We have to assign that currency translation method to the consolidation unit. For each consolidation unit, see here, Canada and US only it is showing because Switzerland and France, my group currency is euro. For Switzerland and France, local currency is euro. Both are same. That's why it's not executed. But if you see Canada and US, local currency and group currency both are different. That's why it's executing. It is calculating the reference amount, group currency amount, transaction differences. You can see system is calculating the transaction differences, translation differences. Sorry. This is the local amount. This is the group currency amount. This is the closing rate amount, and this is the translation difference. It calculates. So once the translation differences calculated and the group currency values are done, in group reporting, we can the intercompany reconciliation accountant can perform ICMR. Intercompany matching and reconciliations can be performed. So what SAP did for intercompany matching and reconciliation, they gave separate Fiori groups. So here intercompany matching settings you can see here. you can define methods, you can define reconciliation cases, you can check the overall status, reconciliation balances. So these details we are going to understand, ICMR detail we are going to discuss in the system in the sessions. So the main thing is reconciliation clause. So here the group accountant and intercompany accountant can connect and they can check whether the intercompany differences are identified or not and those are addressed or not. So 2023, let's say our month is 012. So ICMR is a separate application. It's also part of FI. Yeah. So when you click on go, you can identify here the row. I mean, you see, eliminate, see, Canada to US total difference identified 4,481, right? And Switzerland to France, 5 euros identified, and France to Switzerland 102 euros identified. And you can see from here you can drill down to the detail level. For example, I want to see why this 102 detail difference came. I can open this. Now you can see the reasons for the differences. This is the reason for the differences. Even I can update the comments, whatever I want. When I click on the difference, it drill down to the details. Now consolidation unit, partner unit amount, consolidation unit, partner unit, what is the leading amount, what is the partner amount, what is the difference, and there are some documents generated, assignments generated in the ICA DocM table, which is intercompany matching and reconciliation table. You can check those documents also. So each line item wise, he can check the details here. Now you can see these are the documents. You can see here, and you can check the show items. So how the numbers are different, right? So each detail wise 121100, which is account receivables and accounts payable, and what are the amounts and details you can see here. And here the thing is, you can also the local account, the intercompany accountant and group accountant both can connect and check the status. What kind of status I am talking about? So whether the intercompany matching is completed for a particular pair or not, right? So that they can check it here. So if I am a group accountant, I will come to this app and I will check, okay, whether differences are identified and closed, right? If the status is closed, then I can execute intercompany eliminations. If you observe here, intercompany eliminate, this is reconciliation closed status. For Switzerland to France or France to Switzerland, it is closed, right? If I want to close, so for example, I am the intercompany accountant, I know these two, Switzerland to France also completed, so I can close. The status will be updated as closed. So when the group accountant checks like, okay, these two consolidation units, the reconciliation close status is closed, then he can execute the eliminations. You have different statuses. I already executed these eliminations. That's why you can see the completed. So we have an integration between ICMR
So
and
Kiran,
intercompany matching. Yeah.
Kiran, yeah. So what is meant by close? Reconciliation status close, but I see the difference of some amounts, right, with respect to the consolidation unit and partner unit. What do you mean by close?
So the differences are identified, right, and
Uh-huh.
agreed. So both the parties agreed for this particular
Okay.
difference.
So, so Kiran, this difference is stated in one GL account, right? I just took it down, correct?
Correct. When you run the
Similarly,
elimination, then it will be posted to a GL account, FS item.
Okay.
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 Okay, first it will be identified. When you run the elimination, these differences are posted to different FS items. So the integration happened recently, 2022, 2023, this integration happened. One place, group accountant and ICMR accountant can check the details. Once the ICMR status, once the group accountant checks the ICMR status, then he can go to the consolidation monitor to execute the eliminations and consolidation of investments. So this is consolidation monitor. In this consolidation monitor, you have different tasks. So different eliminations you have. For example, intercompany elimination sales against COGS, inter-unit profit on inventory elimination, income expenses elimination, dividends elimination, balance sheet elimination. So this task, balance sheet elimination, integrated with ICMR. So when the group accountant executes this balance sheet elimination, it checks the differences from ICMR and it posts to the different accounts. So we have some posting rules. We need to configure those posting rules based on that. So here, if you see this sales and COGS, it's developed within group reporting. And there is no relationship with ICMR. So, for example, if I execute here balance sheet, it's going to check ICMR differences between Switzerland and France, and it's going to post. All right, it is not going to give any log because it's an integrated task. If I execute intercompany sales against COGS, it's going to give you a log.
So Kiran, here is there any mechanism to take the approval from both the parties and within uh, both the accountants, because it's very difficult to track that approval
Yeah, we'll discuss this.
before.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
right. Kindly mute, please. So here, all the eliminations are here. All the eliminations are here, right? Balance sheet, dividends, income expense, right? If you want some other eliminations, you can add those tasks. And recently, as I said, SAP added purchase method already available. So from the day one purchase method available, recently SAP added equity method also. For example, in the Europe group, it's purchase method. Europe group, I have two companies. Switzerland invested in France, 75%, which is purchase method. So when I execute investment and equity eliminations, I'll get the result of purchase method. So investment elimination sequence, capital elimination sequences, minority calculation sequences, right? So goodwill calculations, all those things are done and it shows the result. Different sequences we develop. And see Switzerland and France. And you can see the Europe and the eliminations, investment equity eliminations are posted against 3A. All these are equity accounts, and even I have one investment in subsidiaries account which is 172100. Same way we can also execute equity method. For example, this is my America group. In the America group, US invested in Canada 35%, which is less than 50%. So then system, we configure the rules, then system execute this equity method. Now you can see Canada and US, the equity method also executed. So first consolidation document. So when you execute this particular task, system is going to generate first consolidation document and subsequent consolidation document. So once you complete all these processes, you can check the reports. For example, if you want to check the consolidated financial statements, you can check the consolidated financial statements in a report called group data analysis. You can come to group reports, group data analysis. This is the app where I can find the overall P&L statement, consolidated or individual P&L statement, consolidated balance sheet or individual balance sheet. So you can bookmark whatever the settings you have, and you can see here. So here you can check. So the data, whatever, so each account wise, you can, if you want, you can activate the hierarchy also, P&L statement and balance sheet. And you can see the France and Switzerland part of this Europe group. What is 00 is the data which is loaded. 10 means 10 posting level means whatever adjustment you have to perform, you have performed. 20 means whatever eliminations you have performed, and 30 means whatever consolidation of investments you performed. Altogether, the total you can see here. At the end, the consolidated financial statement totals you can see. And also, we have another app where we can see cash flow changes in equity and comprehensive income. The app name is Group Data Analysis with Reporting Rules. We have to configure the reporting rules, reporting items for this, that we will discuss. So so for example, reporting item hierarchy, I want to select cash flow. I want to display cash flow, and I will have a variant for my cash flow changes in equity and comprehensive income. This is the variant I have. Let's remove this. So I want cash flow, so the reporting items I need to include. You can also update default layout so that I can remove everything, I can add once. I can refresh once. So we need to add something called reporting item. And also I want to add each consolidation unit wise. In the columns, I want to add consolidation unit. Now you can see the rows and columns. Just refresh. Now you can check this cash flow. So here you can, so here descriptions are not coming. So you can display the descriptions. So you can see the different cash flow items and those numbers. You can get it for individual unit or group cash flow. All the reports we are going to use the same app for comprehensive income and changes in equity also, even for P&L by function if you want. Right. So this is all about the product overview. We have seen how the local accountant going to execute the task, how the consolidation monitor used by this group accountant, ICMR application, what is the reconciliation, where you can find the reconciliation clauses, and also we saw the reporting tools. So next weekend onwards, we are going to start this course. Give me 2 minutes. So next weekend onwards, we are going to start this particular course. Next weekend, I'm going to tell you how to configure this particular system, how to activate the content and all those things. Whomever interested, just send an email to me. Right? If you send an email, I will send all the details, course details, that other details to you. If you don't send an email, I can't send anything to you. Yep. This thing, and there are some questions come in between, right? I said I will uh, I will explain later. So in the future sessions, I will explain. Because I want to show you entire overview. If I start answering those questions, that will be disturbed, right? That's why I said, like, in the future I will explain. Yeah. Yeah, now it's open for the questions you can answer. I mean, you can ask me any question. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you just go to the group data analysis screen once?
Mm.
So you see the structure where you have defined like the UOO cash flow, net cash, and the profit and loss. Do we have to define any way of this? It should be shown in this structure, or it's by
Yes,
default
yes, we
it's
have to.
coming based on
It's no, we have to define. We have to define the structure. Hierarchy we have
the.
to
Okay.
create.
Okay.
Right. So, any other questions?
Kieran,
Yep.
Kieran, can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. Hi.
Yeah. So, I sort of don't remember the difference between the because I did accounting as well, but I don't remember the difference between the purchase method and the equity method. Can you briefly, just at a very high level, explain the
Yeah,
difference?
we'll discuss when we discuss on at consolidation of investments. Now I
Okay.
just want to
And
close the session because I just planned 1 hour. So I'll close this session. We'll discuss that one in when we discuss the consolidation of investments. Yeah. It's not like I will explain in 2 minutes. Yeah.
okay.
So Kiran, basically,
Thank you,
how the
Kiran.
session,
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So session basically, what we are going to see is from scratch onwards, we are going to configure everything, right?
Correct.
Um,
Product will be
like
configured. Correct.
right, how to activate group reporting from
Yes. Yes.
in the S4 system and all. So
So
everything we are going to
you
cover, right?
yeah, whatever task you are going to perform in the project, we are going to execute all those tasks.
Okay. So we can see
So,
your system and we can do ourselves, right? The configuration and
Yes.
everything.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's the main idea.
so Kiran, what about the prerequisite data for consolidations? I mean, we require intercompany transfers, intra-company, and then for all the eliminations. So how are we going to do that?
We'll discuss that one. Yeah. We'll discuss. Yeah.
Okay.
Kiran,
Anything
Kiran here.
relevant to
See,
next session, anything relevant to, right, training hours or next weekend at what time we want, right? So relevant to that course starting, just ask me. So this consolidation of investment relevant purchase method or equity method, those things we are going to discuss in the system because you are just learning. It's not the time to discuss. So at that time when you know the product, then you can easily understand. Yeah.
Kiran, Prithviraj here.
So is this the
Kiran,
same
you
link,
are not.
Kiran? So how you're gonna
I'm
confirm as
stopping the
like
recording.
the regular
Yeah.
session?
Yeah, for a regular session from Saturday onwards. I mean, next coming Saturday onwards.
the same time?
Yeah.
Kiran,
Do we need to access the same link for?
No, no. I will send a different link. On the every weekend, one different link.
Kiran,
Oh,
we
okay.
have to take the server before the start of the course itself, no? So that it will be.
Not required, not required.
uh,
So once, so second week onwards, you can pick up, not an issue. Or first week. If you want server, just let me know. I'll share the details of that one.
Because the moment you start, showing on the system, we should be also able to practice, right?
Then it will be good. Next week if you pick up that, I mean, if you subscribe for the server, that's okay. 3 months will be there.
Okay.
1 month will be there.
So,
Yeah.
so once we express the interest, you are going to send the details of server, everything, right? How to take
Yeah.
that and all that.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Kiran,
I'm stopping.
Prithviraj here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Kiran, this recording, we have already
Hmm.
updated recording, we not shared. So